Welcome everyone to the Empowered Dating Essentials. And I am your guide. My name is Macy Matarazzo. I am a love and dating expert for single women. And I want to give you a masterclass on how to be in the modern dating world as a woman and how to navigate it, where to go, what to do. So in this class today, I'm going to be speaking to the who, what, where, when, and how. And I encourage you to get out your journal and start taking some notes, because this is going to really help you have more of the positive experience and have some efficiencies when you're online dating. The number one thing that stops people or takes people out of online dating or meeting people, because honestly, this is the number one space for meeting people. And I know that can sound almost really frustrating for many people, because it's been scary or it hasn't worked out or just seems like something that doesn't seem organic. And ultimately, I want to help you get past any of those ideas that are holding you back so that you can take advantage of this space in a way that feels fun to you. And I see it all the time. So if right now you're in a space where you're like, ew, I'm never going to do that, I don't want to do that, stick around, because you may be able to get some new points of view, a new perspective that actually can be fun and nurturing to you. And I know that, the majority of couples now meet online, and it doesn't have to be a horrible thing, even if in the past it hasn't felt fun for you. So that is my focus today, is how to navigate with on the online front versus meeting people in the world. But all of these tips that I'm sharing with you are also valid in that environment too. So if you're joining, please share any comments along the way. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and like and share this video if it's something that could be valuable for someone else, or if you'd like to be receiving other videos like this. So we'll jump in with the who, what, where, when, how to empower dating in the modern dating world. And wherever you are, I just want you to know that if you have that desire for a love relationship, then you have everything you need within to actualize it into your life. Oftentimes, it's layers and layers of beliefs and fears and stories that we've bought as true and real, and an actual problem that are the thing that's holding us back. But the actual being able to have it is possible. It just takes getting to the truth, which is you don't have to buy into I'm not good enough, or I'm too much, or there are no good ones out there. None of that is actually true. And if you have that point of view, then that is what you're going to see in your life. So just know that if you're starting here from the place of there's probably more, there's no one out there for me, or what if there's no one out there for me, that space, know that the doubt is not true. And then this is an opportunity here and now to get some skills to be with the online dating world. So let's talk about who who is your person is the first question. Who is your person? Well, I encourage everyone to take a moment to really look at who you are. What do you know about yourself? And there is a really loud bulldog snoring in the background right now. So, hey, lady, wake up. And so, who is your person? Your person is someone who matches the lifestyle and the values that you're living. So, you want to look at that because it's very unlikely that your person has completely different values and a completely different lifestyle. So when you take the time to ask yourself, well, what is most important to me? What do I value? What is my lifestyle? And do some actual reflection and exploration there, you may even find that some of the values that really matter to you, you are not fully living for yourself. And this would be the time to start stepping into what really matters to you. Because the more you're living your life in love, and when I say living your life in love, it's living in a way that really nurtures you and inspires you, the more you're aligning with that frequency that matches someone who is also like that. And if you're generally miserable in your life or feeling a lot of emotional pain or anger or frustration, then you'll probably want to address that first. And that's what I do in my Super Loved program. I work with people to get past those limitations and blocks and emotional traumas and dramas so that you can be in a space where you're actually truly open to receiving. Because if you're stuck in some of the pain from the past or aren't feeling confident, then that is not going to support you in your dating experience. So that is really first things first. Like, who are you right now? Are you in a place where you are feeling aligned with your heart and what really lights you up? That is the first step. That is the first step to do that inner work, to get clear on who you are, which then shows you who your person is and gets you into a space where you're aligned with that love frequency, that playful, amused, light, inspired energy. And you want to be in that healthy emotional place first. The reverse is if you're not, then your body is working against you. It's like trying to swim upstream. It's your body is aware that, oh, it didn't work out before, or that was really painful. I never want to be in that pain again, that heartbreak again, that abuse again, whatever that part is. Then your body, which is where your subconscious lives, is what's driving the show. So if your body has this idea that it's not safe to have a relationship, you will not have a relationship. It will attract unavailable people. It will attract people who maybe they're married or they live miles and miles away or could never actually connect, then, or people who continue to reject you. And so, and only you know where you are in that space. And it's really key to take care of yourself in that way. Certainly, if you want to have something beyond what you've had before or something that you would define as healthy and happy and nurturing and contributing to you and your growth in your life. So that's the first thing. Who are you right now? You know, what matters to you, and that reveals who your person is. So your person is someone who matches you in your values and what lights you up. Second, what are we doing here? What is online dating? What is all of this? So what it is meeting people. It's connecting with people. What it isn't is it's not, okay, I have to put myself out there and figure out if this is my husband or wife on the first date. That's not what it is. This is about connecting with people. It's about well, what online dating is it's software. I mean, ultimately, how many of us have had this like energy around online dating? So check in with yourself. Have you made online dating, the tool itself, this whirlwind of like pain, or like it's the enemy, like, oh my God, it's all jerks and losers and scammers? What have you decided online dating is that it actually isn't? It's online dating is just a platform, like all the zillions of apps we have on our phone or on our computer, that is just a space to allow other people who are also looking for love or relationship or friendships, whatever, because everyone gets to have whatever they want in this. And yeah, there are, some people out there who take advantage of that and, maybe try to ask you for money or whatever, but you get to sharpen your skills to know how to be with this. And it's not the majority. So you don't have to lead with that. The majority of the people who are putting themselves online are actually good, kind people. They just may not be your person because your person is special. So what the online dating platform is a platform. It's software. So anywhere where you've made it this giant monster of like, I'm out to get you, where you become the victim of it, will you please destroy and uncreate that by saying yes out loud? When you say yes, it's like you're deleting the energies that have kind of locked you into a limitation, into a box of, this is what it is, I really believe it's this. And then when you're in that space of this is what it is, it's like you're wearing the lens and that's all you can see are problems. So I would love to say, anywhere where you have aligned with it as like, this is the problem, this is the enemy, destroy and uncreate that energy by saying yes out loud. And then we get to step into a space of possibility, because what it is an opportunity to quite efficiently meet people and sift and sort and see who's interesting to you. That's what it is. It's just a place for connection, and it's not the only thing. So for those of you who are listening to this and think, oh, well, I really want to meet someone organically, which is something I hear all the time, which has come from our history before we've had this kind of technology, where dating was well, I'm not going to say that meaning organically. What dating was okay, you're going to a party, you're going to the store, your parents' friends fix you up, or there's all those kinds of things. Those are not gone. Those are also included in this space. I'm just giving you an opportunity to use one of the most powerful tools that I've seen for people to connect with like-minded people. And it does take consciousness and care to be with it. So in the what we're talking about is a space. We're talking about a space to connect with people. We're talking about what dating is when you're just putting yourself out there, is just getting to know people. It's not trying to figure out if this is your husband or wife in the first 5 minutes. This is about being in a space in the same way you would be at a party or a singles event or a networking thing, or, on vacation, and then there are other people that you just happen to meet. It's just a community. It's a community. So, and by choosing it doesn't take away all the other communities. So that's the what. I also would ask the what of what are you being? What are you being online? When you're being you, which being the space of, I wonder who I'm going to meet. That's the invitation for how you can be online, rather than, oh my God, is this a jerk? Is this a loser? Just fighting against it. Like, are you going in? Are you being fight? Or are you being open to love? And I know that if you have a lot of unresolved, unaddressed wounds, pains, then it can be challenging, if that hasn't been taken care of, to be open to love. Are you able to be open to receiving love? And if not, that's not a problem. That just means it may be time to give yourself the consciousness and care to get support, to get to those core wounds and transform them so that you are free and that you can actually receive love. Then where are we going for this? So we've already talked about online dating. So we're talking about communities. So specifically where, though? Because I know a lot of you are wondering, well, Macy, there are a million sites out there. How do I know which one? The where is, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to give you a recommendation, because if you're watching this, I know that typically my community are women over 40. If you're in your 30s, don't freak out. Like women over 40, over 50, over 60, who aren't as didn't come into dating with technology. So that's why I'm giving this masterclass. So where is online, but it's also all the other communities that you're in, because, your dating experience is not separate from your life. It is your life. Everything is connected. And so where specifically? So specifically, I recommend going to those bigger hitter sites like Match.com is probably the number one I recommend. I don't even have an affiliate with them. I need to figure out how to get an affiliate with them, because I do recommend that the most, because it is the most dynamic. Certainly in the USA, I know that in other countries it's a little different, but it is in a lot of countries. And I like it because it's not narrowing down before you even enter in. It's a general site where within you can do filters and you can share more about you, and it gives you an opportunity to really show who you are. So if you are going onto a site that doesn't have a lot of space to share specifics about what you value and your lifestyle, then that can be kind of challenging, because I know that if you're here, you're a conscious, caring, loving woman who's, doing great things in the world, and you're not just a couple sentences. So it's going to benefit you to be able to share more about you, so that your person can find you, so that your person can recognize you as a good match for them. And you'll notice the same thing is true the other way, that when you're out there searching for people who are interesting to you, that it's a real benefit when you can read a little bit more about them and see, okay, this is how, their stance on politics or religion or how they live their life or what they spend their weekends doing. And the pictures are painted so that you can feel confident in saying, hey, you seem like a great person, and reaching out. And you can also, get excited about someone who reaches out to you, and you read about them and you say, oh yeah, me too, me too, me too. And that's a really helpful thing for not only, if you are a woman putting yourself out there and you're looking for a man, I know men are really comforted when they can see that they can fit into your life and that they could be a contribution to your life and they could be helpful. Men love that. So the more information you share, the more it helps your person find you, and you'll notice it the other way too. So that is the where. That's why I like Match specifically, but there's Match.com, there's eHarmony, there's Bumble, there's Tinder. Those are the ones that a lot of people are using. And a lot of people will say, but Macy, Tinder, isn't that a hookup app? Well, I don't like to say that. I don't see that as true anymore. I know at the beginning it sort of seemed like that. It's one of the swipey ones. And the thing about that site is that I still recommend anything that lets you share more about you and that gives you space to do that. Tinder and some of the other apps don't have as much real estate to include that. So just be aware of that. Okay, so I'm sharing where, which is those kind of bigger sites. Also, once again, we're not cutting out other places. What communities are you in online? What classes are you taking? How can you actually be engaged in more communities? If you want to meet someone, you want to be out there meeting new people. And that takes making the choice to do that. Okay, let's talk about when. When? So at the beginning, I mentioned the who, like, where are you? What's happening for you? Are you in a place where you can receive love? So when, I would say, is when you have done the inner work so that you are aligned with what it is that you value in life, and that you're living in a way that is sort of like you're confident, you're clear, you're confident, you have some skills. That's a good time to then put yourself out there. If you put yourself out there basically wounded or bitter or jaded or angry, and I know in the dating process there are moments when you can feel disappointed or sad, or you liked someone, they didn't like you back, and there are some ups and downs even when you're clear about your journey. But I'm talking about stepping into it from the place of having a lot of unresolved stuff. And you may know this by either, you're just kind of miserable in your life, or you're not liking the way your life is, or you're still distracted by your past in a big way, like in a way that sort of negatively impacts you. So being aware of, is the pain from the past interrupting? Do you have a point of view that men are all jerks, or anything that has kind of a sword attached to it, either within your own heart or against other people? Yeah, you definitely want to notice that. And if you're lacking confidence and self-esteem, you're not feeling good about yourself, you're finding that you're not able to communicate your needs. These are things that are needed and necessary in a healthy relationship. You want to get to the place, you want to give yourself an advantage. Give yourself the advantage by doing the inner work ahead of time. And if you need help with that, message me. We can talk about what love coaching can do for you, because that is my main mission, is to help people get more aligned with themselves, have the confidence, the clarity, and the emotional tools so that you're not on this emotional roller coaster or recreating the same problematic, dysfunctional relationships over and over again. You don't have to keep doing that. And so the when is being honest about where you are on your journey and being willing to invest in yourself to get the healing tools and strategies so that the when can be now. Now you can step out and get excited about dating. What I see is when people do the inner work and then they start dating, there is an inspired space there. It's exciting. It's not like every little thing doesn't remind you of, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Like it doesn't be, it's not that anymore. So when that's an important thing. Do that first, then it's time to put yourself out there. Then once you are out there, there are some whens there too. So when do you write someone? And the first when do you write someone is when you're looking around, and I encourage people, look for kindness, look and seek people out by their values. Does this person match my life? And at the beginning, the when to write someone or reach out is it's kind of broad because you don't know these people. You're basing it on a couple things. You're looking at their pictures and you're looking at what they wrote. You're looking at some of the check boxes they checked, whether they want kids or don't want kids, their lifestyle habits, drinking, smoking, those kinds of things, which is very high level. So at this high level, I call it powdered sugar because it's just sort of a light sprinkle of, you're just looking for light sweetness. It's, you're drawn to their photos. Maybe some of the things match and you're like, oh, your smile caught my eye. Or you're drawn to something they said. Oh, wow, I also spent time in Thailand. And you're connecting. You're just looking for this like light connection at this point, because it takes time to get to know someone. And a lot of people when you're online, people are in all different stages, a lot of different stages. There are people who are going to be in the same spot you are, where you're, what is it? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like, oh, this is fun. You're in that beginning stage where you're just getting to know people. You're not having conversations with a lot of people yet. So you're open to meeting new people. Some people may be in a different stage. So there's a lot of different like little mini cycles as you're online dating. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because you may write a whole bunch of people and you're like, oh, this one was fun. This one was interesting. And just curious. It's just curious and wonder. And most of them don't write you back. That'll be normal. That's normal. Probably 9 out of 10 people that you would reach out to won't write you back, because either they're talking to someone else, they're maybe starting to date someone, or they're a little burned out, so they're taking a break, whatever the case may be, or they're on vacation, working. Like, there's a million reasons. So do not take it personally, ever. It's never about you. Never about you. It's never about you. Even if they see your picture and go, I'm not attracted to her, it's still not about you. It's about their preferences and what they desire. So it's very important to start with this mindset. Okay. And so You're reaching out to people. I can already hear you. But Macy, I don't want to be the chaser. That whole thing is irrelevant in this space. When you're online, the best thing you can do as a woman is to be willing to connect with people. And just by the action of that, you're sending the universe a message that says, I'm really serious about this. I really would love to meet someone. And that's the message you're sending. Men have all this pressure to write women, and they write, I mean, their numbers are way more discouraging. They're writing, liking, clicking. They're trying their best to get someone to write them back. And most of the time, they're not getting anything. So keep that in mind. Like, we're all sensitive. We're all like, this is a heart thing. This is sensitive to everyone involved. You know, I guess there's some people who are maybe more thick-skinned or not as emotional, but it doesn't matter. The point is that we are all, as beings, wired for connection. It's their number one thing. Number one thing is to have meaningful relationships, meaningful connections as a being on the planet. It's the number one thing that matters. So keep that in mind. Just bring some compassion to it. So when to write? So blanket, reaching out, writing people. The next level when would be, when do you take it offline? When do you say have a phone call? When do you go on a date with someone? When do you give them your number? This when is when you begin to sense that, you know, I would say, you know, 2 or 3 back and forth online, getting to know someone. If you're still interested, that would be the time. Oftentimes you'll notice that there'll be a feeling of impatience or like, oh, when is this person going to make the next move? If you're feeling that, then just do it. Just say, hey, this is fun. I get bored going back and forth. What do you say we have a call? And be light about it. Oh, I'm online all day long. It would make me really happy if we just jumped on a call. What do you think about that? Saying stuff like that, keeping it light. It's not proposing a big romantic date. It's just like, hey, let's jump on a call and make it easier for you. Initiate what you are sensing. Follow that. And if they don't want to have a phone call, or if they're like, I don't do that, then next, because if you're wanting to have a relationship, a real life relationship, maybe, I mean, I doubt any of you are here just wanting a pen pal, then choose that. And if someone is not going there and can't get to that point, then it's probably someone who's never going to get to that point. So that's what I encourage you to do. And really, the when is something that you'll probably sense. And if you notice you personally struggle with going from writing to actually connecting on a video call or going out for a coffee date, then that's something to also be aware of. There may be something that's holding you back that needs to be addressed. Okay. So I know there's probably a lot more we can talk about here, but I want to keep going. And the next one is how. Okay. So the how, I would like to just outline all of this. So this will include a lot of the things we've just said, but the how to navigate the online dating world in a way that's efficient and actually will work for you. First, you want to get clear. We talked about that, getting clear on who you are and who your person is. And the way you do that is look at your values, look at how you live your life, look at what lights you up, look at what it is you're aware of that you would like to create for your future with a person. What is that? What would you like to have? And it can be anything. You may even be aware that You would like to have 2 separate houses, that you don't want to live with someone. Honor you. Honor whatever it is that you know is true for you. Let go of anybody else's ideas about what the right relationship is. That's up to you to determine. Then the second step, I would say, is to write a profile. You know who you are, write a profile. If you are terrified about writing a profile or don't know what to do, then reach out and get help with this, because I see most of the profiles that people show me are horrible. They're just too general. They say nothing, and they're not going to help you find your person. So it's important to write a profile that actually reveals your values, that helps your person connect to you, and shows who you are. So if you want, you can go check out my online profile checklist, which you just find at onlineprofilechecklist.com, or go to getsuperlove.com and go into the products or how to work with me somewhere in there. You can get the free checklist. And then if you really want more, then I have a DIY craft your online profile workbook that you can buy. So if you want that, that'll be, that's an option too. And then that will guide you so that you can get the words you need to create something. Because it's really powerful for you to do that for yourself. Even if you never go online, it will create the energy and align you with your person. Then number 3 is picking a site. I gave you some recommendations. Match.com, eHarmony, Bumble, Tinder. I point to Match.com with most of my clients. It's a really great one for the over 40 woman, and it has a lot of great features within it and gives you a chance to really show who you are. If you haven't had good luck in the past, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that you probably didn't know how to use it. Number 4 is pay for a thing. Pay for a subscription. Do not do the free versions. That's silly. It doesn't give you what you need to actually connect. And the process of paying for something, investing in it, it really sends a bigger message. It shows that you're committed, shows the universe you mean business, and that energetically is very supportive. Number 5, set your frequency. So be aware. Are you approaching this process with, oh my God, it's probably not going to work out. I'm not good enough. There are a bunch of losers out there. Like, if you have that banter, if you have that pain, if you are, really hating it, then there's probably something that needs to be addressed, because my advice is to show up with curiosity and wonder, and to be able to bring the energy of what you would like to have in your love relationship to the process. That's what you want to bring. The play, the fun, the not taking things personally, the, being open to receiving and exploring, and having a sense of humor about the whole thing. Being amused is key. And then number 6, once you're out there, you're looking for kindness. A lot of people, can say, oh, I have to have someone who is over 6 feet tall, looks really hot, and, is muscular. If you're only basing it on the physical things, you are missing the point. Most people I work with are surprised by their person. And I'm not saying you have to force yourself to be with someone that you're not attracted to. That will never be the case. I'm saying that there's a lot of people that are super attractive that don't show that through their pictures. What you're really looking for is the bigger picture. Is this person revealing a kind smile? Is this person matching my values? Is there something that I'm curious about it? Even if the pictures aren't like a complete turn on right out the gate, if you layered on all of the qualities that you desire, might you be attracted? You might. And you don't know until you get to know someone. It's really hard to know. People look different than their pictures, whether they really look different than their pictures or they just feel different than their pictures when you meet them. There's just, and sometimes their pictures look worse than they look. So you can't really get a full read right in the first instant. And we're not looking for that. We're looking for qualities, values, kindness. How does this person live their life? And then how do you do it? You start reaching out to people. You don't make it significant if someone doesn't write you back. You don't make it a sad story. You know that your person is one of many. So most of the people that you see online are not going to be attracted to you or attractive to you. You're not going to be attracted. They may not be attracted to you. And most people are not your match. Most. We're talking like 97%. And I don't want that to be discouraging, but I want that to actually support you in your mindset. Because if you go out there and you're seeing all these people you don't like and you decide, oh my God, there's no one out just from like one instant, then you're going to take yourself out of the game. Like the point is to let this work for you. And it's a platform. It's a database. There are a lot of people on there. There's no barrier to entry. Anyone who wants to get a membership can join the site. So there are a lot of different people and everyone's looking for a different person. And you're looking for the people who match closest to you so that you can find the person that matches you. And this isn't about trying to get it right, because you're going to go meet people who then you decide aren't a fit for you. And that's normal. So in summary, we got our who, what, where, when, how. Who's your person? What is online dating? Where do you go? Which ones do you use? Which sites do I recommend? I actually did give you a recommendation there. And when do you do things? When do you put yourself out there? When do you write? When do you take it offline? And then the how, which I just let you know. So if you are aware that there's something in the way, message me. Let's have a conversation. I created the Super Love System to help women go from single to love. And I mean that, because if you're continuing to do the same thing, if you're continuing to be frustrated with it all, that sucks. Like, why not do that deeper work? People say to me that this work has transformed everything in their life. It makes life happier and easier when you have the consciousness skills, the relational skills, the communication skills, which these are things you have to learn. And most of us just kind of been winging it. We've fallen into relationships, into marriages, and tolerated and deprived ourselves. Now is the time to have something way greater. And if you know that you want to share your life with someone, and we all know that it is the most sacred thing we can have is meaningful connection, then it's in your court to make a choice for change. Make a choice for something greater. Invest in yourself to get the healing tools and strategies to create something extraordinary. And when you do, you get to be with someone who adores you for you, where you feel inspired, where you feel supported, where life and love is easier, where you get to create, laugh, travel, grow together. And it's the most amazing thing. And you don't have to struggle doing life alone if that's not what your heart desires. So I look forward to meeting you and talking about what we can do right now to get you on your way. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you really soon. Bye, everyone.